Every parent who is a Christian wants their kids to remain Christian into their young adult life. But sadly, only 38% are confident that it will happen. Did you know that 65% of young people who grow up in Christian homes, churches, and even attend Christian schools walk away from their faith within a few years of high school graduation, and few ever come back? Why are we losing so many young people? One of the big reasons is that 65% of born-again Christians do not believe in absolute truth. They've been taught that the Bible is true only if they accept it as true. The culture today is telling people that something is true only if they believe it is true. And that applies to the gospel they've been told all their life. They've been taught that everyone decides what is true for them. There is no absolute truth. You might think that your own child won't be a statistic because you homeschool, send your child to a Christian school, have them involved at church, do Bible study with them, or even talk with them personally about contemporary issues from a Christian perspective. You may make the effort to regularly and often expose your student to truth. That's great. But have you successfully equipped your children to recognize what is true in real-world situations? Almost every parent assumes that discernment is an innate skill that every person has. It isn't. Hebrews 5:14 tells us, "Solid food is for the mature, who because of practice have their senses trained to discern good and evil." Scripture is clear that discernment requires training and practice. If you don't train a child and practice with them how to recognize truth, they may never recognize truth, even when God and the Bible are the source. 65% of young people leave their faith because they think, well, that may be true for you, but not for me. Do you really want to do something about this problem? If you want to be confident that your child will remain a Christ follower into their adult life, if you want them to be able to figure out for themselves what is true and what is not in real-world situations, in real time, if you want your child to discern truth when they're in a university classroom, if you want to prepare them to see through what their professors tell them, what is in the textbooks, and what other students influence them to believe, if you want them to be able to think accurately for themselves, quickly and reliably, and not be indoctrinated to parrot what they are told, if you want him or her to be prepared for the increasingly hostile, anti-Christian environment they will face as adults, whether it's in classrooms, social media, movies and TV shows, or the culture, this is the tool you need to learn to discern. You've just discovered the next generation of discernment skill training that is simple, fast, and reliable. The technique is so simple and fast that with practice, you can do it in 30 seconds. Yeah, 30 seconds. It demolishes true for you and establishes clear understanding of what is true and why. And it can be used with almost anything you watch, read, or hear. You can connect truth from God and the Bible to most any issue or situation to become a vibrant Christ follower as a student, an adult, and as an effective future leader for Christ in our culture. With this Learn to Discern method, you don't need years of apologetics training or worldview courses. You just need to learn to discern. Are you ready to learn to discern?